The Dry Salvages. The problem once solved, the brown god is almost forgotten by the dwellers in the cities. Ever, however, implacable, keeping his seasons and rages, destroyer reminder of what men chose to forgot. Well, yeah, people choose to forget the natural. They forget to choose the perspective on divinity that other races have attained to. The sea howl and the sea yelp are different voices, often together heard, the whine in the ringing, the menace and caress of wave that breaks on water, the distant rote in the granite teeth, and the wailing warning from the approaching headland, are all sea voices, and the heavying groaner rounded homewards, and the seagull, and under the oppression of the silent fog, the tolling bell measures time, not our time, rung by the unhurried ground, swell a time, older than the time of chronometers, older than the time counted by anxious, worried women, lying awake, calculating the future, trying to unweave, unwind, unravel, and piece together the past and the future between midnight and dawn, when the past is all deception and the future futureless, before the morning watch, when time stops and time is never ending, and the ground swells, that is, and was, from the beginning, clangs the bell. There is no end but addition, the trailing consequence of further days and hours, while emotion takes to itself the emotionless years of living among the breakage of what was believed in as the most reliable, and therefore the fittest for renunciation. Well, perhaps it still is the most reliable, just the people that turned to it fell short in one way, or someone conquered them and they blame it on, there is no end of it, the voiceless wailing, no end, the withering of the withered flowers, to the movement of pain that is painless and motionless, to the drift of the sea and the drifting wreckage, the bones' prayer to death and its God, only the hardly, barely prayable purr of the one Annunciation. And certainly whatever mode we are in, there's an appropriate way to consider for divinity, right? It seems as one becomes older, the past has another pattern and ceases to be a mere sequence or even development. We had the experience, but miss the meaning, and approach to the meaning restores the experience in a different form, beyond any meaning we can assign to happiness. The backward look behind the assurance of recorded history, the backward half look over the shoulder towards the primitive terror. The wise see knowledge and action as one. They see truly. Take either path and tread it to the end. The end is the same. There, the followers of action meet the seekers after knowledge in equal freedom. Fare forward, travelers, not escaping from the past into different lives or into any future. You are not the same people who left that station or who will arrive at any terminus while the narrowing rails slide together behind you. And on the deck of the drumming liner, watching the furrow that widens behind you, you shall not think the past is finished, or the future is before us. Like as the waves make toward the pebbled shore, so do our minutes hasten to their end. Doth transfix the flourish set on youth, and delves the parallels in beauty's brow, feeds on the rarities of nature's truth, and nothing stands but for his scythe to mow. In the fate, and yet, and Sonnet 60 has a line, and yet, to times, in hope my verse shall stand, praising thy worth, despite his cruel hand. Macbeth 3, which, not by the author, says in this respect, I am in blood, steeped in so far that I should wade no more, returning were as tedious as go o'er, and Macbeth 5 has tomorrow and tomorrow a tale, told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. I say you can see that's not, by the author here. We continue the poem with, here between the hither and farther shore, while time withdrawn, consider the future and the past with an equal mind. At the moment, which is not of action or inaction, you can receive this, on whatever sphere of being the mind of a man may be intent at the time of death. That is the one action, and the time of death is every moment which shall fructify in the lives of others, and do not think of the fruit of action. Fare forward. Yeah, do things in itself. You can think of the Bhagavad Gita and stuff like that. And I'll leave the rest of this here for a second program of the same.